Right, this first broadcast besides my Survivors Club broadcasts will be Survivors 101 and meant as really just a tutorial to get started playing Survivor in Dead by Daylight. It can be done. So I am a new rank 1, just got there yesterday. All survivors at level 50, but for the purposes of this broadcast we're going to start the only survivor that I haven't level yet, and that's David King. When you're choosing a survivor, it really just depends what you want to do in the game. Each survivor has a different abilities, different unique perks. I usually play Nia, for instance, and I like to stay with stealth and be able to heal myself. So that is Nia's build. Starting a new survivor, you're only going to have access to the 3 unique perks, which for David are Dead Hard, helps evade the killer, No Mither, which is really dicey. You start injured, but you don't leave a blood trail, you don't grunt in pain, and you can fully recover from the dying state. We'll see more on that later. He also has We're Gonna Live Forever, which gives him a stackable bonus to blood point gains each time he takes a survivor off the hook, or each time he takes a hit for a survivor, i.e. body blocks. I think with David we're going to stick with Dead Hard for first few games here. No items, no offerings, because we're a new survivor. We will get right into the game here in that case. I guess we're going to wait a long time for a game this afternoon. My oh my. And at these upper ranks, it seems that that's not an abnormal wait time for a game, even when you're just playing on your own with a public group. First thing you want to do, when I hop in a game, I come down here to the ping. Much over 200 milliseconds, and I start to think about backing out. If you don't know, that the game is hosted on the Killer's PlayStation. I do play on PlayStation 4, but you know it's applicable to PC and Xbox too, I'm sure. This ping is great. The higher the ping, the more lag you're going to see, and that lag will benefit the killer, not the survivors. We will inevitably see some of that in gameplay situations as time goes on here. It's the offerings people are using. Looks like the killer is using a bonus in blood points. I'm not using anything because I don't have anything. And we're off in the Red Forest. First thing we do, a lot of survivors, you're going to see them just find a generator and hop on it. Not a good idea. Aha, and the killer is on us right away. Well, this will be good. And that's a great way to start off watching your first game as a level 1 survivor. Spawn right on top of the killer. And this is educational. This is now we've got a killer camping a hook. Yeah. We'll try to get right out of here. Oh boy, oh boy. What a great first game for everybody to see stupid survivor tricks. Firecrackers, and we have a live hex totem here, so we will take that out. Most likely ruin. Well, this is great. And at this point, you're seeing a game that fell apart right at the very beginning. A lot of things went wrong here right away. A couple of them my fault. A couple of them survivors' faults. This is probably an exercise in futility, but we can't just run around injured. We'll make a run for it. Drop firecrackers. Nope, that didn't work. And this is part and parcel of being a level 1 survivor with nothing. Good first game to see how things can just go haywire. Hardly any points. Lose a pip. Welcome to Dead by Daylight. Let's hop back in the game and see how everything else goes. Another one down. Meg trying to get a gen started. Another survivor down. Goodbye, Nia. And at this point, If I were Meg, I would just run out to meet the killer and let him take me out, because this is done. I'm very interested in seeing what Hillbilly here was running as far as perks too. But this is just a matter of time. And they're just playing around at this point. So, who cares what the killer was running? A few major things went wrong with this one. Number one, I happened to spawn into the game right next to the killer. I should have immediately found a place to hide instead of talking to you guys. But it's Survivor 101. Second thing major that went wrong is when survivors got hooked, the other survivors immediately rushed that hook and got down themselves. That is like what I call a stupid survivor trick of the First Order, and we'll see more on that as time goes by. But we'll chalk that one up and try another one. Blood Web. I did not even get enough points this first game with a new survivor to purchase a single thing, so we'll talk about Blood Web after next game. We'll stick with Dead Hard here and get right back into it. Good ping in the hundreds. Well, ready up. Springwood, Freddy Krueger Land, not a fun place to be. Just like last time, like I said before, conventional wisdom is you just go start a gen. It's not always the best idea. You want to get a couple of pieces of information right away. First, you want to get a bearing on your surroundings. There's a gen over there. You also want to try and, as quickly as you can, figure out who the killer is. You also want to look around for maybe a hex totem. Especially at rank 1 and 2 here, you're going to see the ruin hex a good 70% of the time. I see nothing here, so at this point we'll go ahead and get a gen started. I want to get a skill check because I want to see if the killer is running ruin. She is running Thanatophobia. There is no ruin. That's always good. So Thanatophobia, we're going to take a penalty to repair speed for each survivor that is injured. As you can see on the bottom left there, we've got 2 that are injured, so that's fairly significant. One down right in front of me. We are going to it's the clown. And most likely he's going to come straight over to this generator. Or not, which is good. Okay, because somebody else rushed the hook. See, it's a bad idea to do that for a lot of reasons. We'll talk about that after the game. And see, man. At this point, I'm just going to get on another gen. And that's the second game in a row where someone just rushes the hook as soon as the survivor is hooked. It's a bad thing to do. Number one, most importantly, it encourages the killer to camp. If you're rushing hooks within 10 seconds of the hook, you can't nasty gram the killer after the game and cuss him out for camping. It doesn't work that way. Number two, if the survivor that's hooked gets, downed again sooner than 10 seconds after being rescued, that hurts points for the entire team. Where the survivor lasting longer than 10 seconds is a safe unhook, and that helps the team as far as points and ranking up are concerned. Don't do it. If you're on a gen, stay on the gen and finish it. Then go on up the survivor. We'll talk more about that. Can we heal each other? She's not injured. Okay. Oh. Did he see me? Yes, he saw me. Did I give him the slip? I might have. I did. No, I'm injured again, but we will press on. I forget I've got dead hard. Dead hard. Now I'm gonna get dropped though. Off the hook. We're gonna go straight into the school, and if we get in the basement of the school, that would even be best. Okay, there should be a chest down here. Chests are your friends. One thing I've noticed in this game that's also a stupid survivor trick is no one's been taking out dull totems as far as I can tell. That is a bad idea. When you see them, you want to take them out if it's at all doable. And it is doable in this case, so we're going to do it. There's one reason you want to do this, even if the totem isn't active, and it's called NOED. Okay, the basement should be down here. And we're going to go find the killer's basement just because I want to see if there's a chest down here or not. And that chest has not been opened yet. I'd love to see a med kit in here. But I'd rather have firecrackers than a flashlight. Okay, that's good enough. And the generator down here is already started. So we're going to head upstairs. Sometimes there's one in a school as well, but I don't see it. Oh well. Oh! 5th generator started. Means it's time to leave. I came over to this one just because the other exit was right by the generator that was last started. A lot of killers will head to that one first and assume that that's where the survivors are going to head. We have a gate open. I would love to go over and save that survivor, but it is a losing proposition. Clear across the map. I am injured. And chances are yep, the killer is there too. Oh, and the killer got down. Decisive strike. I'm sorry, the survivor got down. And that right there, Hex, no one escapes death, otherwise known as NOED. That is why you take out dull totems whenever you see them, and you can do it safely, i.e. the killer isn't right there. It takes 15 seconds to do, and it'll save you at the end of the game like this. At this point, we're going to go ahead and exit the match. There's no sense in us sticking around. Much better than the first round. But let's hop back in the match and see how it wraps up. Odette's on the hook, being camped. And try as they might, these guys can't get her off the hook because the killer's camping, and I'll be real honest with you, I don't blame him for doing it. The other 3 survivors really screwed up here by leaving totems standing. Talk about that a little more on the exit screen here. Now he's most likely gonna end up taking out 3 survivors, or 2 survivors at least. I'm speechless. No reason that she had to get it too. Okay, much better game for me this time. Almost got my rank 1 back. So let's see what Clown was running here. Thanatophobia. No one escapes death. We'll talk about that in a second. Nurse is calling. That is an important one. That lets him see anybody healing within a little bit less than a 30-meter range. And Sloppy Butcher, you saw that on me. Makes it take much longer to heal up. Makes you waste time. No, Ed, guys. I'm glad this happened early because I see more games go south at the end because of this hex. I see survivors complain to me when I'm playing killer, as most of my killers use this perk. Survivors complain to me that it's overpowered, blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? This is the easiest hex in this entire game to avoid. All you have to do is make sure that when the last generator is started, there are no hex totems left standing. There are 5 in the game. In the entire match, there are 5 of these. They take 15 seconds apiece to take down, unless the killer is using the Thrill of the Hunt hex, in which case it gives them a notification. It's a little slower to take it out. But that's all I can say. If you come across a hex totem, whether it is lit or not, if the killer is far enough away that you can take it down in 15 seconds, if they're running Thrill of the Hunt and you can see the killer is busy and isn't going to come after you when they see their hex totems being taken down, get it done. Get 5 of these done. Don't deal with no one escapes death. It wasn't so bad before they changed it. It used to be that only at rank 3 here did survivors suffer from the exposed effect, where they can be dropped with 1 hit. But now that can happen at level 1, at rank 1 of this perk. So it's become a favorite perk of killers. I see it, I'm going to say I see it half the time, at least. And it's easy to negate. It's easy to counter, take out hex totems when you see them, and as long as it's safe for you to do so. Other than that, back to the hook rushing thing. If you're a new survivor watching this, learn from that. Don't do it. Go to the area if you want, if you're near. Don't go run across the map. Don't drop a generator and run across the map to save a survivor. Someone else is closer than you, I guarantee it. And for God's sake, unless you are running the borrowed time perk, don't take anyone off the hook within the killer's radius. Real simple. I see, combined with no ed and rushing hooks like this as survivors, I see more games go south because of that than anything else. Survivors just want to rush hooks. It's, you know, in the absence of any escape attempts from the hook, and if you struggle for the second phase, if you don't try to escape from the hook, if you struggle for the whole second phase of the sacrifice, you're going to hang on that hook for 2 full minutes. That is plenty of time to be saved. Now, you want to save the survivor if you can before they get to the second phase. That way they won't get killed on a second hook. You know, they'll get 3 hooks like would normally be the case. But yeah, don't get caught up in this hook rushing thing. It causes more trouble than it solves. It causes games to go south. Enough of that. We'll see more of this yet in this session, I guarantee it. Okay, I'm blood red. This is where you're going to acquire your perks. Only one available at this point, and it's pharmacy, as well as items and add-ons. Not a perk that I would equip right away. Or is it? I don't know. We'll get there. Oh, lovely. My favorite perk. Well, we won't get that for this next game, but that's alright. Okay, well, we'll make some changes in our build out just based on that. We'll take in a health kit this time, because that's always good for yourself, if not for healing another one, or another survivor. We'll go ahead and use the offering that we got because we need blood points. And that's in the altruism category. Altruism covers healing, unhooking, basically. So any healing or unhooking actions that I take, I'll get an extra 175% of the blood points that I would have gotten. That's always good. Perk, we're going to stick with Dead Hard, I think. Be nice to... Nah, we'll stick with Dead Hard because we're going to get Urban Evasion in one more match. And I'm going to use that. So we'll hop back in. I think I'll do 2 more matches as David King, and then we will talk about other survivors a little bit, and I'll hop in with one of the level 50s. Okay. And, you know, usually I'll go through my loadout again, just make sure everything is the way I want it. Have a look at the ping. You know, it'll spike up again as everyone is connecting to the lobby here, but we're at a solid 118, 120, under 100. This is perfect. There'll be plenty of healing going on this time. Auto Haven Wreckers once again. Started right next to a survivor. Let's head over this way just because there's some more cover over here. It pays to be really cautious until you get a sense of who the killer is and where they are at. And you have to keep in mind, not all of them have much of a terror radius. We haven't seen Michael Myers yet, but he's one of those that, especially in the very early game, is really sneaky. I'm not seeing any hex totems. I'm not seeing any sign of the killer. It's the pig from Saw. So we'll head in the opposite direction of her. What did I say about dull hex totems? If you see one, it needs to take priority over a gen most of the time. We'll do this first and then we'll worry about getting started on that generator. And we've got a survivor down, clear on the other side of the screen. Somebody took out a hex totem, that's good. Probably Ruin. Now, again, I'm on this gen. She's hooked clear across the screen. I am not going to drop the gen to run across the map to take a survivor. Someone's closer than I am, guaranteed, just because we saw the hex totem come down. Oh! She caught me with my pants down. Okay. She's gonna chase the guy that got unhooked. So that works for me. I'm gonna get somewhere generally safe here. I'm gonna heal up. I got a little bit lucky there. Skill checks. Don't go out of your way to get the good skill checks. They're tougher to do. Yeah, you get a bonus in your healing or your repair or whatever it is the skill check is for, but there's a penalty for missing them. On the generator, it'll blow up, it'll make noise, it'll tip off the killer that someone's there. Same with failed skill check when you're healing. So if you get a great skill check like that, okay, great. Unless you get really good at skill checks, and you might. Don't go out of your way to get the great ones. They'll come. Mistake I made that time. I made it again. Use your camera. We'll talk about that a little more. Yay! Good use of a pallet. Is she gonna tunnel me? Or is she? Yep, no, she's gonna tunnel me. I should have used dead hard there and I didn't. Well, I said mistakes, right? But I got half of my survival points from this match just from that chase, so it's not all bad. And that, at the end of the day, is sort of the object of the game. You don't have to survive a match. A lot of people think that winning is surviving the match. Not exactly the case. The object of the match really is to gain emblems and rank up. Earn blood points, which you do from most of the activities you do, not just starting gens and leaving. And she put a reverse bear trap on me. That's the pig's special ability, so I will have to find a way to get that off as soon as I'm unhooked here. She must be hanging around. Okay, I'm gonna assume that the killer is close here. And my bear trap has started. I need to get it off before that timer expires, or my head will blow up, and I'll be dead. And that won't be good, so... she's headed my way. Well, we'll head for this one clear on the other side here. This isn't looking good. Wow. Exactly what I'm talking about. Remember how I was talking about rushing the hook? Especially when you're injured. Bad idea. The killer just got 2 hooks for 1. For the price of 1. It's stupid. Dumb gameplay. Meantime, we've only got 1 generator started. And of course the killer is just patrolling this area, and again, you can't blame her for camping here. She's got 2 hooks, and of course she's going to defend them. So... Two of us, or she's going to have 3 of us down now. That game is over for all intents and purposes. We won't even hop back in it. So back to Bloodweb. Now we get Urban Evasion. I am so much happier. We'll switch Dead Hard out with that right now. Urban Evasion allows you to walk at rank 1 almost the same speed as you would if you were standing up fully. This helps with stealth. It helps you keep a low profile. That's the way I generally like to play Survivor. Running from the killer is not necessarily my strong suit. Avoiding the killer can be. That's kind of how I like to build things for stealth. So we're going to switch that out. And we'll go ahead and take a toolbox in this time and show you how to work with a toolbox. As always, we'll just double check our loadout here. We're good to go. I don't have another offering. Ping's a good solid 100 and something. We're in. Ping spiked up. That might just have been because of us, though. Yeah, I'm satisfied with that. 2 Megs, a Kate, and a Dave. This should be interesting. So one thing we'll concentrate on in this match, the one big mistake I made in the last match against the pig was not using my camera as I should have been. I knew that the pig, when she's crouched, has no terror radius, complete stealth. You have to keep in mind the survivors have a third-person camera where the killer only has first-person. So use that to your advantage. I'll try and illustrate that better this time. So we have 2 survivors over here already. Contrary to what might be sort of conventional wisdom, it's not good for all the survivors to be in one place. It sort of invites getting cracked by the killer. Oh, and we have a huntress. Oh, this isn't good. Oh, I think she might have seen me. She did. Missed. Uh-oh, that's why you don't want to get all bunched up. She broke off and chased someone else. Hex totem, we're going to stop and do it. For sure. You know, although you try not to drag the killer onto other survivors, sometimes it's when they're all over in one place, it gets to be unavoidable. It's one reason you don't all want to be bunched up in the same place. Oh well. I'll probably hear about that when the game's over. Let's see if there's a chest in here. There does not appear to be. So we'll start on this gen. Or not. Well, yeah, let's get it started. Not the smartest move on my part, actually. She's gonna come right over here. I'm gonna move out. I need to find somewhere a little bit more secluded, I guess is the word I'm after. grab our hook, or our light. Okay, let's go ahead and get started here. Oh, and she is using Ruin. How do you deal with Ruin? A mistake that's generally made by most survivors is they break off the gen as soon as they see Ruin active and they look for the totem. Not always the best thing. Stand up for a second and then hop back down. Don't just stay on the gen, because you can still get more skill checks while you're not progressing. So if you get just a good skill check, stand up for a minute. That's penalty only lasts a couple seconds, then hop back on. It takes longer to do the gen, but you're going to waste more time unless you're running the small game perk, which alerts you to hex totems in your vicinity. If you're not running that perk, it'll take you a lot longer to find it than you would if you just started the gen. And again, if you make the hex skill checks, great. Don't take the risk of trying to get them. Up. Back down. Up. Back down. See? I mean, you're losing a couple of seconds at a time. That's all. Ruin does not have to be as ruinous, I guess, as one would think. Off to the races. Hey, I expect she'll head this way. Hex totem, we're going to take it out. This will be 2 that I've taken out. So up to 3 more. But you got to do it. Unless you want to get cracked with no head at the end of the game. It is a risk. Let's see. We know the basement is not in here. I'd love to see a chest with a med kit. Down to 1. Heal me, please. Thank you. Oh, what? Nice, Meg. Heal Dave. Okay. Now, at this point, I'm gonna try... I'm surprised we haven't seen the Huntress around anymore since she hooked that person. Oh, there she is. I get the impression that she's just kind of patrolling the area. Okay, well, no, she's not camping. Oh, somebody grabbed her. Okay, good. And we have... she was just headed back there. Well, let's see if we can find where Meg ended up. I'm surprised Ruin is still up. I'm afraid that means that other people haven't been taking out totems. And that is worrying. Oh, there it went. A little bit late in the game, but no Ruin is always better than Ruin. I suspect that she'll head over that way now, so I'm going to come back up here to this generator that was still not started. And You want to learn also to be careful with your running. Always keep in mind that in most cases you are leaving big orange scratch marks behind you that the killer can see. So running all the time isn't a good idea unless you know the killer is clearly on the other side of the map. Hi, Meg. Oh, come on, Meg, really? Here she comes. And she's gonna be on me. Toolbox wasted. Let's chill for a minute. Okay, she's gonna head back over there. She probably kicked that gen. If she was smart. But the situation she's in now isn't necessarily great. She's got generator on this side of the screen, generator over there, and probably another one somewhere. There's 3 left. We've done a good job of just not... And... Oh, geez, really? Did we start the one in the garage here? Yeah, we kind of did. Now, why are you taking off? Alright. Keep eyes on the killer when we can. Okay, let's go get her off the hook. Now, please let me heal you. Oh, come on, really? Okay, well, now let's start this gen, huh? I have to take a gamble here. Down to one gen like this, it's always a good idea to be looking for the hatch also. I haven't seen it over here. Let's hope she stays occupied with those 2 long enough for me to finish this. Got me just to about 75%. Or not quite to 75%. Might be able to get it started by the time she can get back here. Missed. Oh, just made it. Ah. Ah. Now at this point, if my co-players or my teammates are smart, they're healing up, which it looks like they are, and they will try and get a gate open before they bother trying to get me off the hook. And the killer, of course, is going to face camp because she's played a pretty lousy game, to be honest. We've got 5 generators started, exits powered. She's only got 1 survivor sacrificed and removed from the game. So she's in damage control mode. And she's not going to wander far from the hook. And she's going to chase them out, and, you know, what are you going to do? Which seals my fate, but that's alright. I've not had a bad game. I'm thinking I'll probably get a pip back. So, better survivor play this time, really. And we only lost 1 before the generators were all started. I can't call the survivors out on too much here. We played okay. Played a killer that wasn't all that great. Got a pip back. That's always nice. And, you know, it all comes out right here. With the exception of 1 survivor, 2 survivors, you know, 2 of them outscored her. Not a great game for her. She shouldn't have needed to face, and she's using no-ed too. I mean, we must have taken all of her totems out too, which is very good. First time I've seen that today. So, 11,000 to spend in the blood web. We'll go ahead and level up to 3. And this time we get bond. That's a good one to use too. That allows you to see auras of other survivors as long as they're within 20 meters. And that goes up, I think, to 30 and 40 meters with rank 2 and 3. That's a good perk to have. I'll definitely use that. Stick with Urban Evasion right now, another 2 levels with David, and we'll get a second perk, and I think we'll probably put Bond in there. But at this point, we've been through a few games with a brand new survivor. At this point, we'll go ahead and pick out one of the big guns. So again, you know, a lot of people ask, with all these different survivors, who is the best one to play? And again, that depends on you. I would say if you have never played Dead by Daylight before, Meg is a good one to start with. Just because her unique perks help her escape the killer, like Quick and Quiet. Escape the killer with Sprint Burst. Adrenaline's a good one too. If you happen to be injured or in the dying state when the last gen is started, you get back up and you get a Sprint Burst. So she's a good one to start with. If you like the altruistic side of things, Claudette. Her perks are all centered on healing, self-care, one of the most popular perks in the game, healing speed with botany knowledge. Empathy is a good one too. It lets you see the aura of anybody who's injured within a certain radius. At rank 3, that's actually an unlimited. You can see anyone who's injured on the map and seek them out and heal. So that's good to have too. For me, it was Quentin Smith was my first survivor from Nightmare on Elm Street. Just because he was from Nightmare on Elm Street, but he has a couple of perks too that are really useful, especially pharmacy. You search through chests faster, you're always going to get a med kit, great for healing. But the survivor will switch to now, Nia Carlson. Her perks are good for stealth. Urban Evasion, my favorite perk, one of the most popular perks in the game. We just saw that with David. At 90% at rank 1, that goes up to 95% at rank 2, 100% of your normal walking speed at rank 3. You can also get balanced landing with Nia. That is good. You know, if you're on a map with different levels, jump out of a window, you hit the ground, and you get a 3-second sprint burst. Can help escape. I don't use it regularly, but it's a good perk to have. Streetwise also it reduces consumption rate of your items for you and your allies within a certain range. I don't use that one personally. I use it situationally. But if you like to play stealth, Nia's a good one to do that with. So my build with Nia. Urban Evasion 3, obviously. 100% walking speed while crouched. Distortion. This is a very, very underrated perk. You get 3 tokens at the start of the trial, 3 uses. Whenever there's a situation where your aura would be shown to the killer, you lose a charge, the perk activates. He can't see your aura, nor do you leave scratch marks for 10 entire seconds. This perk is the best counter to the barbecue and chili perk that I have ever seen. So it helps me not get found. I can run gens, I could go save survivors. I get 3 hooks to do that, basically, if someone's running barbecue. Self-care, obviously, it lets you not depend on other survivors to heal you. You heal at a much slower rate, but it really comes in handy. And then Calm Spirit, I don't alert crows at all, whether I'm running, whether I'm walking, whether I'm crouched, whether I'm standing. So we'll take in some firecrackers with Nia. And for an offering, always a tough choice. Let's just use a brown offering. 50% bonus in survival. That is taking down totems. That is winning chases. Things like that. loadout again. What I'm really looking for to complete Nia is rank 2 and 3 of Iron Will, which stops me from making noise when I'm injured. I really like to not get found by the killer. It lets me do my thing. The build is good. Good solid sub 100 ping. We'll ready up and we'll go. Millen Estate, one of my favorite areas. As far as the game lore is concerned, this is where the trapper comes from. So, who's our killer? Hello, Dwight. Generator there. Don't see a totem. Survivor there. Okay, we'll go ahead, hop on a gen and see what we're dealing with here as far as ruin goes. And in the bottom right there, my perk just went off. They are running barbecue and chili for certain. Distortion, rather, went off, the distortion perk. And they are running Ruin. Ruin 3. So we are, all four are affected by Ruin. Up. Back on it. Still don't know who the killer is. I don't like not knowing that, but that's alright. Up. Back on it. Up. Back on it. Gonna run out of charges fast here. And you'll, as time goes on, you'll get those hex checks. The key is to hit it just a little bit early, but not too early. Let's want to find that that totem if we can, but we don't want to waste time doing it You also don't want to necessarily start... Oh, geez, and now she's got 2 down. I wonder if her totem is around there somewhere. There's one here. Oh, also running Thrill of the Hunt. So with 2 down, we're gonna... Okay, great. Someone found Ruin. So let's go ahead and get Fang off of here. Well, actually, was that Thrill of the Hunt or was it Ruin? We don't know. And it's the Wraith. And he's chasing me. Oh, that wasn't good. Well. Is it going to be able to get me to a hook? Oh, just barely. And we seem to be doing everything but starting generators here. So this already isn't good. The only gen we got done is the one that I did. Let's see what they're all doing. They're all just kind of running around looking for that Ruin totem. They're wasting time. Of course, I completely forgot I have firecrackers. I could have... Excellent. Sure, he's just hanging around again, which is what he's doing. He's just been hanging around up there, stealthed. Okay, I'm gonna get right out of here. Try and find a safe place to heal. He probably saw me that time on barbecue and chilies. I'm out of charges. Still only 4 generators started. This is another one of those unfortunate games where the survivors just do not know how to handle things. So we'll use our barbecue and chili kind of old-fashioned counter. She's hooked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll go back the same direction as soon as we're off the radar. And that didn't work. Firecrackers didn't work. Oh, somebody finally took care of Ruin. Too little, too late. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Stupid survivor tricks. I see too much of it. Had everybody not run around. Looking for a hex totem. We could have had 5 generators started at this point and been gone. We're giving the killer freebies. So and he's not getting an unhook. Because the Wraith is going to be right over there. We're just going to get as far as we can on this gen. Or not. I'm just pretty much dejected here. This shouldn't have happened. But that's why this is Survivor 101, and that's why it's a live broadcast. I want you guys to see this stupid shit, basically. And so we've got a Wraith here that's at least Prestige 1. So he's decent, and we're not. At least I didn't lose a pip. That's good. Good. He's done. Want to see what this Wraith was running. And he just, look at the score. He just absolutely destroyed us. Barbecue, we knew this. Beast of Prey, Ruin, and there it is, and Thrill of the Hunt. The thing is, this was not an unwinnable game at all. Even with Thrill of the Hunt and Ruin. We should have been able to start more than the single generator that I got started. Part and parcel. You get Ruin, people immediately just drop what they're doing and run around the screen getting cracked on by the killer while they try and find Ruin. We could have started probably 3, maybe 4 generators by the time Ruin was finally found. Anyway, we'll do one more game with Nia here and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. For this time, anyway. I think this time... Nah, I'm not going to take anything in this time. But we'll use an envelope. 25% bonus to all blood point categories. Always delicious. Build is good. Yeah, I still think I don't want to take anything in. Ping is acceptable, mid 100s, off we go. Hopefully we'll get rank 1 back. Macmillan again. So we started right by the what we call the killer shack or the murder shack. to go over there. I'd like to see where the basement is if I can. The risk there being... No, and there's no basement here, so... The risk being that the killer tends to head that way pretty early in the game. But we seem to have avoided that. Just looking for totems. I'm looking for the killer, him or herself. I don't want to risk hopping on that gen just yet. And it's the spirit. Interesting. And she found me. Okay. Great. Bad idea. Please don't do that. Really? See? This is why you don't do that. You're giving the killer 2 for 1 every time. 300 survivors, 1 down. And me on my second hook already, and we don't even have a gen started. Stupid survivor tricks, guys. Survivor players that are watching this, learn. Please. Foolish. Same dipshit survivor that got me last time. Get away from me, thank you. Now she's gonna come right back here. Come on. Getting a little irritated now, if you can tell. See if she's using ruin. Of course. And of course the downside of staying on a gen with ruin is it just throws skill checks at you sometimes. It's completely random and sometimes you just get the butt end of it. gonna go hide a bit. Okay. She might have seen me duck around here. I don't know though. Yeah, a solid 5 minutes into the game, we don't even have a generator started because of hook crushing. I could bang on this note all night. Foolish. Nope. Observant killer. A lot of them would have passed me up there. Missed the pallet even. And this one's gonna be it for me. Not a moment too soon. They're still running around looking for room. Twice now in the same session. Another game blown, and I'm gonna stay in this one because I want you guys to see this. Because this is just this is the part and parcel of the caliber of survivor play in this game on PlayStation, at least. I don't get it. At least I saved it. And these guys are all, I mean, they should be playing better than this. Let's see what's going on. Did someone find ruin, maybe? Nope. And that's another bad idea, is to have two people on a gen when ruin is active. Let's see what they manage here. And what are you doing? And then there were two. Running around looking for ruin. Why not just get on that gen you just circled? That's a bad idea too. Watch this. My oh my oh my. Meg's got the only brains in the room now that I'm gone. And Meg has peeled off the gen now to look for the hatch, which is exactly what she should be doing. No reason to give the killer your position. I hope Meg gets out. She's the only one that's played well. Oh, but she's been found. Oh well. Does this killer have a heart? No. Some killers, myself included, will take the last survivor to the hatch if it's open and if the survivor hasn't done anything to piss us off. Not this time. Good solid build. Nurse is calling, monitor, ruin, enduring. But this group of survivors should have done better than that. So again, unfortunate. So that is going to be it for this edition of Survivor 101. We may do future Survivor 101s centered on David and Nia. There will also be, you know, in the future videos or broadcasts featuring each survivor with their unique perks and the different things they do, different builds for different play styles, stuff like that. That will always be, or that will also be true of the killers as well. We'll be doing killer broadcasts as well. And the other thing we do from time to time, there's already a couple up, is Survivors Club, which is a group of 3 other folks that I play with pretty regularly. We're pretty good at what we do most nights, but great way to tune in and see, you know, how the game is played with 4 survivors who are all mic'd up together. It's a much different game that way, much more enjoyable than these public games with just random groups of survivors put together. Take a look at that. Absolutely feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, especially if there's anything that you want to see in a live broadcast, anything that you want focused on, any questions that you have about the game or certain situations. Give me a holler in the comment section, and I will absolutely get back with you. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a good one.